day 5. Hello. Welcome to the last clip. I'm really pleased to bring you this quick session about the language and literature based lessons, and it's a quick session. We take usually the 10 modules to unpack all of this in writing success, but I'm going to give you the cliff notes so you can just go straight to putting things in practice. So let's have a look. Let's flick back to our literacy block. Here it is, and it's there. It's the last bit, the bit we haven't covered as yet. Now, there are so many things that can be taught in this section, but before we get to that, let's have a look at the purpose. So back to Scarborough's reading rope. And then we've got the components of writing here. So they kind of interconnect. And the really nice thing about using the picture book for this work is that, I'll get into this in a second again, but it's such fantastic stimulus for this work. When you're going to teach the elements of ideation and language comprehension, also language expression and language comprehension, you don't have to have separate lessons. It's not like we're going to do our talking lesson now or our listening lesson now and our talking lesson later. You just teach the concepts once and then apply them in the various situations. So it's either for reading or it's for writing. So you do that all together. Why are we using picture books? Pictures and stories rather speak to us as humans all through history. In all civilizations, story has been used for so many purposes. It's no different now. They provide a multi-sensory path to the text. So lots and lots of wonderful pictures bring it to life. It's small chunks. You can look at a whole text all at once. Chapter book takes you forever. So that's where we get that manageable, complete text that you can read in just a few minutes. It provides a model for text structures. So when you're choosing your text, it's really important that you're looking at, am I choosing this text because the kids like dinosaurs? Or am I choosing this text because it contains the language structures, the grammar that I want to teach, the kinds of sentences that I want the children to be using. And I would encourage you to move more to that number 2 rather than number 1. Examine, it's an example for the language features and vocabulary. So again, yes, the interest-based is great, but we also want to make sure that it's a strong model for language features and vocabulary. Now, this paper here, the words children here, really does show us why picture books are a great example for children. The study was done and they looked at how many words and what kinds of words are children using in their everyday play with each other versus what we find in a picture book. And picture books contain not only more words, but more varied words and more complex vocabulary. So if the children are only exposed to language that sits at the same level where they are, there's no stretch there. There's no reach. It's through the reach and the extension that we build language. Because fundamentally, writing and reading are language activities. What can you teach in this section of the literacy block? All of this stuff. And much of this you will have taught: characterization, purpose and audience, paragraphs, setting, language devices, the genre, how to use dialogue. You will have done all of this. And so having a streamlined, well thought out plan for this is important. So many things can be done. So who is it for, how long and how often? Well, this, if you can get it in daily, that's ideal, but I fully appreciate that your timetable may not allow for that. I would love it if this could be an hour every day, but for you younger foundation students, 30 minutes gets it done. But at the end of the day, you do it for as long as you can and just do the best with what you have to work with. It's for all ages. I've seen this done really well in preschool. Obviously, there's not the focus on writing in preschool, but in terms of that language expression and language comprehension, doing this work orally is magnificent with young children. And here is a similar ratio picture to the one we saw about reading. So when it comes to transcription and ideation, or language expression and transcription and getting words on the page, in the early years, we need a really strong focus on helping the children get the words onto the page. Writing is an incredibly complex undertaking. And if we don't have automatic handwriting, automatic word level writing, both the single syllable and multi-syllable words, including all with the complex code. If we don't know how to bang out a sentence and use a capital letter and a full stop and add a conjunction and extend the sentence, if we don't have all of that automatically, we find ourselves in year 3, 4, 5, 6 and beyond completely stuck and not able to write. So just like with reading comprehension, this ideation or language expression is a part of what we do. There's a big focus on the transcription. So this instructional format comes from Bringing Words to Life from Beck, McCowan and Kuchen. Fantastic book, highly recommend it. Oh, I happen to have a copy if I can get it without pushing everything off my desk. I have this big pile of books, it's like a tower. And so, yep, here it is, Bringing Words to Life, highly recommended. And I'm going to demonstrate what this looks like for you today in terms of the introduction. So let me show you. We're going to teach ravenous. Oh, sorry, I've skipped ahead. Let's have a look at the steps. So you're going to read the story. Then you're going to contextualize the word within the story. Have the children say the word. Provide a student-friendly explanation. Now that you have to plan in advance. I'm actually giving you a vocabulary planning template for today, because if you don't plan in advance, those child-friendly explanations of the word can be really hard to come up with. Give the children examples of the word in different contexts and have them engage with thinking about the word through questions, and then you have the children say the word. This is teaching, the initial teaching of the vocabulary. And then the book, Bringing Words to Life, goes through how you can back it up and provide additional opportunities. One of those additional opportunities could be through, sorry, I'm just fumbling here, it could be through that sentence level writing that we've explored over the last 2 days. That's just one of the ways that you can do it. All right, now let me go back to the forward and there. All right, so we're going to teach ravenous. We've been reading The Three Little Pigs. And so we've read the story and say, boys and girls, today we're going to learn about the word ravenous. Ravenous means that you are hungry, not just a little bit hungry, but so hungry you have to eat everything that you see. So we will have said as well, in our story, The Three Little Pigs, the wolf was so hungry, he was ravenous. So we've reinforced that. Then we're going to put it in the different contexts. You might be ravenous when you finished at the pool. Or we can see here that this alligator is ravenous and really wants to eat the zebra. And the lion is ravenous. He's thinking about that big hunk of meat he might like to eat. So we've reinforced it, we've made it personal to the children, and we've given them familiar situations to think about the word in. Then we're going to have the children say the word. Boys and girls, say the word ravenous. And for multi-syllable words, chopping the syllables can really help if their little tongues are tripping over the word. So we're going to chop this word ravenous, ravenous. Your turn, and the children say ravenous. And so ravenous, that's really helpful, just a tip there. So then we're going to ask them some questions. This is engage them with questioning. Would you be ravenous after you've finished eating dinner or after you just got home from school? When would you be ravenous? When you would just finish eating dinner or when you got home from school? Talk to your partner. So lots and lots of talking here. It's not just about you doing all the talking. Talk to your partner, and then they talk to your partner, and you call on those non-volunteers. We saw that in the last clip. Call on the non-volunteers and affirm, or indeed if you have 3, 4 kids in a row who all tell you after you finish dinner, you know that you have to go back and re-explain that. If you were ravenous, would you rather eat half a sandwich or a whole loaf of bread. Now, I highly recommend, and I haven't got it here, I apologize, but I highly recommend having visuals or pictures to reinforce, because you'll have, Pam Snow tells us that we're going to have 2 kids at least in every class with a developmental language disorder, as well as our students with ADHD and on the autism spectrum, or they're just a bit tired, or they don't have English as a first language, or any of these other reasons. But having visuals is a powerful way to really help children engage. So again, if you are ravenous, would you rather eat half a sandwich or a whole loaf of bread? Talk to your partner, and then the kids will have a talk, and you call in the non-volunteers. So that same repeated routine of you ask a question, they talk with each other, and I'm doing this, but it just means turn to your partner and talk, and they talk to each other, and then you call on the non-volunteers and put the answers together. Repeat. It helps the children feel secure in what they're doing. Now, if you had one child who made an error in that, then you say, I want you to listen really hard because I'm coming back to you. And you go and you ask the other children, and then you come back and you ask the question again, and they've now had a model for the right answer. And then you can praise them and say, my goodness, you were listening so well. I'm really proud of you. So even if they give a wrong response or an incorrect response, you can come back and affirm them. This is the vocabulary instruction download that I have for you underneath the clip here. Download that. It's yours, and take it away and use it as you want to. Where to from here? Well, again, those repeated routines. Download that reflection and planning sheet. Take that 5 minutes. Submit any questions, because I'm compiling the questions, looking at the really common ones for our wrap-up session. Oh, do it twice. There you go. Ask 2 questions. If you're a Reading Success Teach Along participant, you're looking for Module 3, Lesson 3, and Lesson 4 to review ahead of getting ready for school to go back. And if you haven't already registered for the live wrap-up session, please do so. Those 2 dates for you to choose from, and away we go. Check in with the Facebook group as well between now and then. That's it. That's the end of our 5-day program. Well, the end of the recorded bits anyway. I've had a really great time bringing this to you. Thank you for all of your questions that you've submitted. It's been really fantastic to see how many people have been engaged. It's been so wonderful. And I'm really, really looking forward to bringing you the live wrap-up session. There's one this Sunday, Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Go to the time zone converter website. It's really helpful. And so, because I'm on the Sydney, Melbourne, Hobart time zone. So this Sunday at 11 a.m., which if you're an American or a US participant, you are a US participant. If you're American, you're a Canadian or a US participant. That's Saturday evening, your time, depending on your time zone. So just check that out. And then there's a repeat of the same session on Tuesday evening for you. So 2 times there for you to choose from. If you know that you can't make it, but you want the replay, just sign up and I'll send you the replay. But being there live is great because there's going to be a prize draw. We've got a prize from Decodable Readers Australia, as well as a gift voucher from Jocelyn Seamer Education, a chance to ask lots of questions, to engage with each other and really get into that talk about differentiation, which I know will be key questions for many, many people. Well, that is it from me. I'm going to let you go. I look forward to seeing you very soon in the wrap-up session. Keep those questions coming. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. I'm here to help, and I hope that you've gotten great value out of these 5 days. I know that I've had a great time. That's it from me. Thanks, everyone. Bye.